Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got the 2022 M8 Competition Coupe. It's made its return to the US market after a year absence for 2021 model year. I think as many of you probably know, there were issues selling this car. And I think chief among that was the price point. So, BMW's made some changes for the 2022. There are price drops across the 8 series, and for the M8s there are no more base models. It's only competition models. So starting price for this car is $130,000, vice $143,000 I believe for the 2020 model. So pretty significant price drop. If you haven't noticed, this is not a BMW color. This is an individual color. It is Grigio Telesto. That is a Lamborghini color. It is metallic. It's not flat paint like say a Nardo. But I think this looks really, really good on the M8 Competition. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. So let's talk M8 Competition Coupe. I think this is one of the best looking BMWs currently made. I really like the looks of this coupe. It's got those classic BMW hues, long hood, raking rear end there. I think very good lines. We can discuss those things in a bit. But powered by the S63, I think it's in its 4th or 5th iteration now, because it made its debut quite some time ago. In this, guys, you got 617 horsepower, 553 torques, or pound-feet of torque, depending on whether or not you like Jeremy Clarkson. So, spec-wise, the M8 Competition Coupe comes with the laser lights, as you can see here. Blacked out grills because this is the competition. Everything's blacked out. I think these are the style 813M wheels. We spec them with red calipers. Let me walk around the back end of the car as well. Surprisingly, this car is only, I think, 2 inches or so longer than the current 4 Series coupe. And you see sort of the shared styling cues, if you will, although this is more of a teardrop back end here, as the lines come down from the top into the rear. It's much more narrow in the passenger compartment than the 4 Series coupe. But we got the signature quad exhaust, 100mm tips at the end, M8 Competition badge blacked out. Around to the other side here. Got the boomerang side gill here. Don't believe this one is functional. There's some, not much, if there is, it's very little air coming through here. The M8 badging. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the competition. The new M5, or excuse me, the LCI M5, has competition in it, so I'm wondering if that will eventually make an appearance on the M8. And we got the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires on it. So, going forward, I don't know what they're going to do with an LCI version of this car if it continues. Allocations are fairly hard to come by. This is the first of 2 that we got in the past 4 or 5 months. The other one is also an individual color. That is in Santorini blue. So hopefully we'll have that one in very shortly. It's at the port right now, waiting for shipment. Let's take a look at the interior. So you can see this is full Taruma brown with some black inserts everywhere. So unfortunately, the full color is not included in the price of the car. So it's still another $3,500. But you do get the nice M Sport seats here for the M8. You got your light up logo here. I think fairly comfortable seating, nice quilting textures. Well bolstered, especially on the side. Not so sure about the thigh bolstering, but it's okay. Alright, interior wise, let me grab the spec sheet here and make sure I don't miss anything. So we do have the driver assistance professional package, as you can see here, signified by the buttons on the left of the steering wheel, active cruise control, or what they call in the instrument panel, distance control, plus the assisted driving modes. Your familiar M1 and M2 buttons. Got your display changes here. So this is in Sport Track mode, which is included on the competition models, not like you have to buy another option like the M3, M4. Basically blacks out the iDrive when you press it for track use and turns off all the driver assistance features and safety features. And you get the tachometer showing the and we have the heads-up display showing the tachometer. So a nice logo here for the M8 Competition above the tray in the center console. So it doesn't have what the M3 and M4 have down here. It's labeled, but very familiar cockpit layout. Again, different than say like the 3 Series and 4 Series. I think it's slightly more.
Preach what you need to.
I think it's slightly more elegant. The Bowers and Wilkins sound system doesn't hurt either. Again, that's another option. I believe that's $3,400. And the driver assistance package is now just $100, and that gets you the driver assistance, or excuse me, parking assistance plus, which gets you the surround cameras, 360 view, as well as the drive recorder, which can be somewhat useful should you need a system to record something that happens. Basically a dash cam, but not quite as useful, if you will. And Bowers and Wilkins there. But that's about it. We'll look at the back seat. I'm not going to do a Doug DeMuro and try and get in these things because basically there is no leg room back here. As Jerry Clarkson would point out, you probably have to saw off the legs of any adult passengers to fit back here. Plus, the headroom, there's not much to speak of. So you're not going to be very comfortable in the back seat of this car. Basically, it's a 2+2. You can probably best use the back seats as storage. So also new, although not on this model, is the optional M carbon bucket seats are available for the M8. So the next car that we look at in terms of the M8 Coupes, that will have the bucket seats. I believe they're in Silverstone, but I can't recall everything. Santorini blue over Silverstone. Got our nice little logo here on the side sill, M8 Competition and carbon core. But maybe we'll just do one more little walk around here to get you a nice view of Grigio Telesto in the sun. And that will do it for this M8 Competition Coupe, making its return to the US market. So hopefully it'll sell a little bit easier than the 2020 models, which at least for most dealers probably sat for a while and could be had at significant discounts. But let us know what you think about this M8 Competition. And would you spec one this way? Or what color, individual color would you use to spec? Catch you at the next one.